The moment just hit, and Blue Jays fans across the entire country can finally breathe. Bichette is staying in Toronto 9 years, $210 million, full no-trade clause, opt out after 7 years. The deal is done, and everything just changed for this franchise. This wasn't some last-minute desperation move. This was the front office drawing a line and saying, we're keeping our core together, we're building around these guys, and we're going for championships. Think about where we were just weeks ago. Every single day brought new speculation about Bo testing free agency. The Dodgers were circling. The Yankees were ready to throw money at the problem like they always do. The Orioles were lurking, trying to steal talent from within the division, and Bo stayed quiet through all of it, smiling in interviews, saying he loved Toronto, but never actually committing to anything concrete. Fans were losing their minds, wondering if this was really happening, if the Blue Jays were about to lose another homegrown star. Then this morning, completely out of nowhere, the notification dropped. Breaking news. Bichette and the Blue Jays finalizing a massive extension. Nobody saw it coming this fast. Social media exploded instantly. People couldn't believe it was real. Then Bo walked into the Rogers Center press room wearing that calm, confident smile and said exactly what Toronto needed to hear. I told you from the beginning I wanted to be here, and I meant every word. That was it. Deal done. City erupting within minutes. The entire timeline was flooded with reactions. Bichette was trending across Canada. Run It Back started climbing the charts. Even fans of other teams had to respect it because this is the kind of move that changes everything. This isn't just about one player. This is about identity, about building something that lasts, about proving Toronto can keep its stars instead of watching them leave for bigger markets. The contract details are massive. 9 years means Bo is locked in through 2034. $210 million total, which breaks down to over $23 million per year. That's significant money, but it's not outrageous compared to what other elite shortstops are getting. The full no-trade clause for the first 5 years shows the organization trusts him completely. The opt-out after 7 gives him flexibility if things don't go as planned, but also creates urgency for the team to win, now while they have him locked in. Here's what makes this even better. Sources are saying Bo turned down higher total money from other teams just to stay in Toronto. That's loyalty you can't manufacture. That's a player who genuinely wants to be part of something special instead of just chasing the biggest paycheck. And after losing the World Series last year, after coming so close and falling short, this front office needed to prove they're still committed to winning. Bo staying does exactly that. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was on Instagram Live within minutes of the announcement, completely fired up, saying, my brother's staying home, let's go win that ring together. That's the energy this move creates. That's the chemistry you need in a clubhouse when you are trying to compete for championships. John Schneider called it the easiest lineup decision he'll ever make. And he's right, because Bo is the heartbeat of this infield, the guy who sets the tone defensively and brings swagger to every at-bat. The city went absolutely crazy. Downtown Toronto was flooded with people wearing Bichette jerseys, the CN Tower lit up in Blue Jays colors. Sports radio couldn't keep up with all the calls coming in. Half disbelief and half celebration. Even the Maple Leafs social media team jumped in with a joke about saving some good news for everyone else. This is what happens when a franchise makes a move that resonates beyond just baseball. This is about pride, about keeping something that belongs here. What this really means is the Blue Jays are no longer acting like a small market team hoping to compete. They're acting like a franchise that expects to win championships, that's willing to spend money to keep elite talent, that understands building around a core is how you create sustained success. With Guerrero locked in through 2038, and Bo now through 2034, the foundation is set. Add in emerging arms like Ricky Tiedemann and finally getting Nate Pearson healthy, and suddenly the window isn't closing. It's actually just opening. Financially, yes, this is a massive commitment, but after record attendance in 2025 in the World Series run that captivated the entire country, ownership knows this is worth it. Rogers understands that keeping stars generates revenue, that winning baseball fills seats, that fans will support a team that's serious about competing, and with Bo reportedly taking slightly less money than he could have gotten elsewhere, Key here is extra financial flexibility to go after other pieces this offseason. The front office can now shift focus to surrounding Bo and Vlad with the firepower they need to get back to October. Rumors are already connecting Toronto to impact bats and bullpen upgrades. The rotation needs another arm. The outfield could use reinforcements, but with the core secured, with the foundation locked in, those moves become easier to justify because you know you are building around something sustainable. This changes the entire perception of the franchise. Free agents looking at Toronto now see a team that keeps its stars, that spends money, that's serious about winning. That matters when you are trying to convince someone to sign here instead of going to New York or Los Angeles. It matters when you are building organizational culture. It matters when you are trying to attract top talent. Play around the team has completely shifted. Reporters leaving the press conference said there were smiles everywhere from clubhouse staff to executives. One scout said it perfectly. They didn't just re-sign a shortstop, they kept their identity. That's what this is really about. Bo represents everything this franchise wants to be. Homegrown talent, competitive fire, unwavering confidence. Keeping him means staying true to that vision. Fans who stuck with this team through rebuilding years, through near misses, through endless speculation about whether they'd ever get back to championship contention, this moment belongs to you. You filled Rogers Center when people counted this roster out. You believed in Bo before the rest of the baseball world did. You showed up when it mattered most. Now that loyalty is being rewarded with a commitment that proves this organization is serious. From coast to coast, Blue Jays gear is flying off shelves. Kids playing in minor league parks are growing their hair out, copying Bo's look. Toronto baseball is cool again, relevant again, exciting again. This isn't the Jays of a decade ago, hoping to sneak into the playoffs. This is a franchise declaring they're here to compete for championships year after year. But make no mistake, this move isn't the finish line. It's the starting point of a new chapter. The front office made a statement by keeping Bo. Now they have to follow through by building around him and Vlad with the pieces needed to actually win it all. The pressure is on. The expectations are higher than ever. But that's exactly where championship teams thrive, in moments where the stakes are highest and the margin for error is smallest. The rest of Major League Baseball just got put on notice. Toronto isn't going anywhere. They're keeping their stars. They're building something special. And they're coming for that trophy. Drop your predictions in the comments. How many championships will Bo and Vlad win together? What moves should the front office make next? And make sure you are subscribed, BICHETTE.